I'll never forget the moment it hit me. The text that changed everything. I was sitting on the edge of our bed, my coffee still warm in my hands, scrolling through my phone when it appeared. I hate you. No warning, no explanation. Just 4 words that felt like a punch to the chest. I stared at it, blinking, thinking maybe I'd read it wrong. Maybe it wasn't meant for me. But the timestamp told a different story. It was sent less than 5 minutes ago from her. I called her immediately. No answer. A second attempt. Straight to voicemail. My stomach knotted. A cold twist of confusion and disbelief. Was it anger? Frustration? Something worse? I tried to reason with myself. Maybe it was a joke. Maybe she was angry about something trivial. But deep down, a voice I didn't want to hear whispered, something's wrong. The days that followed were small, almost imperceptible cracks in the life we'd built. She stopped texting me back promptly. Calls went unanswered for hours, sometimes a whole day. She claimed she was busy at work or running errands, but there was a hesitancy in her voice, a strange offensiveness that hadn't been there before. I found myself checking her phone once or twice, rationalizing it as concern, as needing to know. I hated myself for it, but my gut screamed that something wasn't right. Then came the little things. A deleted message here, a muted notification there. Clothes she said she was wearing didn't match the story she told me about her day. Once, I caught her laughing at a text, quickly turning the screen away when I walked into the room. My mind raced. Was it nothing or everything I feared? I tried to remind myself that love means trust, that I couldn't let paranoia destroy what we had. But trust, once cracked, has a way of seeping out of every corner of your life. One evening, I was cleaning the living room and noticed her phone buzzing on the couch. A message preview flashed before she could grab it. Can't wait to see you tonight. Alone. My stomach dropped. My hand shook. She had been hiding something. Someone. I want to confront her immediately, scream, demand answers. But I didn't. I sat on the floor, staring at the message, replaying every argument, every laugh, every "I love you," and suddenly wondering if they had all been rehearsed or worse, lies. The confrontation came naturally, though it felt surreal. She walked into the kitchen, smiling softly as if nothing was wrong. I held up her phone. "What is this?" I said, voice trembling. Her smile faltered, replaced by a shadow of guilt I'd never seen before. I didn't want you to find out this way," she murmured. And just like that, the dam broke. She confessed. She had been seeing him for months. Someone from work. Someone I'd met at a holiday party and thought was just a colleague. She tried to explain, said she felt trapped, unloved, ignored. But every word felt like salt in a wound that had been carved open long before. I listened, numb, as the person I loved more than life itself described betrayal in detail. Memories we had shared suddenly stung, tainted by her choices. That night, the laughter in our apartment sounded hollow, like it belonged to someone else. I didn't yell. I didn't cry, at least not immediately. I just left the room, sat on the balcony, letting the cold air settle into my chest. I replayed everything. The morning she had whispered my name, the nights she held me close, the quiet promises we had made. Was any of it real? Or had I been living in a beautiful illusion while she had been somewhere else? Living a double life? In the days that followed, the tension was unbearable. I questioned myself constantly. Had I missed signs? Could I have done something differently? But slowly, anger and heartbreak transformed into clarity. I realized the betrayal was not my fault. Her choices were hers alone. My love for her had been real, even if hers had faltered. The turning point came when I decided I could no longer live in a house built on lies. I told her quietly that I wouldn't continue, pretending that this wasn't the end. She begged, pleaded, offered explanations, but the truth was clear. Respect for myself mattered more than the remnants of a love that had been poisoned. Walking away was brutal. Every step echoed with memories, with laughter and tears we had shared. But there was also a strange liberation in it, a sense that I was reclaiming myself. Betrayal leaves scars, yes, but it also teaches you the boundaries of your worth. and I knew that my worth was not dependent on someone who could say, "I hate you," and live with it. Months later, the wound has healed enough to let me breathe again. I remember her, of course. I remember everything, but the pain has dulled, replaced by quiet strength. I have learned that love does not justify betrayal, and that heartbreak, while excruciating, can be the teacher that awakens you to your own resilience. She told me she hated me, and in losing her, I found myself.